Good evening, race fans here, and welcome along here in Darlington, South Carolina, where we hold Darlington Raceway, nicknamed the Lady in Black. As you notice, there are a ton of different paint schemes around, indicating that it is throwback time for these Hardee's National Series drivers. James Shelley certainly one of the few drivers with throwbacks this weekend. Same thing with Scott Roush. A lot of CM Racing cars having that. Yep, Motorsports, Curtis Racing. You may notice some regular schemes on there, some choosing not to go for throwbacks this year. We might see a lot more next year, but it's James Shelley on pole here. He lost the points lead at Chicagoland to Bradley Bishop Jr., and today he's looking forward to try and regain some points back on car number 44. You see him on that outside row, bit backwards there in terms of Bradley Bishop Jr., but the field rounds out turn number 4. Pace car is off, and the field is getting set to go green as James Shelley leads the field down and the green flag waves. We're underway here at Darlington. Down the backstretch they go for the first time tonight. It's James Shelley that leads the field over Alex Mignacca, who's looking to try and take advantage of the early race start to go up to the runner-up spot, and he will do so in the flex shot machine, while Jeff James also making his way forward in the Ray Festos Ford Mustang for Yamp. He's looking to get a good start with Anthony Marchese now in that 4th position with the Rodriguez train of DeMax and Angel right behind him on the inside row, while Jeff James goes for the 2nd spot. He is hungry to try and find a win in the series, and with the 2nd place run at the moment, Jeff James in good command, while it's James Shelley though looking to run away early on, looking to extend an early race lead over the rest of the field. But Marchese staying in 3rd, fighting to the inside of Jeff James for the runner-up spot again on the inside off of turn 2. It is mostly an inside line oriented racetrack. As you can see, these drivers already demonstrating it early on as they're trying to get their tires warmed up, as Anthony Marchese now moves up to the 2nd spot in the going. Eric DeMax, though, files to 3rd, where you see the field already getting a little bit spread out early on, but this little plethora of cars already close together, kind of bunched up, as you see some comers and goers throughout the early part of this stint, but it's James Shelley in command. But there you see, though, Anthony Marchese, though, immediately going to the bottom, looking to try and get our first lead change of the day, and he will do so as it's Anthony Marchese in the Aaron's Dream Machine that's going to lead us off of turn number 4, and he is now in the hot shot of getting that early victory. A bit of contact there between DeMax and Shelley. That washes him up the hill, and Jeffrey White able to take 3rd and capitalize as the top 3 now looking to run away. Behind Scott Roush, the field is getting slightly fanned out behind him. Jeff James looking to try and pull away from the rest of that little mini pack behind him. Corey Williams trying to get around the points leader. He's looking to try and gain some spots on that Allen Family Racing Team dodge upwards. And there you see DeMax hitting the wall a little bit off of turn 4, and that allows Jeffrey White to try and take that 2nd spot, and he will do so in turn 1. And car number 11 looking to take 2nd away, and he will. While James Shelley and Kyle Shelley are looking to help each other out, and Shelley off a shape off of turn 2, and a great save from the Smithfield Booth machine. And what a tremendous job from James Shelley. That was a really close call, almost double disaster for the Turner Performance cars of Bisceglia and Shelley alike, as Noah Hart just clips the wall for turn 4, but Cody Lamas, seeing this as an opportunity to try and take a free spot away, will take it quite easily in turn 1. But here comes Julio Cesar also on the quarter panel of Cody Lamas. These drivers are really getting impatient early on, but are willing to get aggressive in order to get that track position as the lead rages on between Jeffrey White and Anthony Marchese side by side off of turn number 4, with Jeffrey White on the bottom, Marchese up top, and depending on the preferred line at a turn 1, Marchese looks like he backs off, and it's Jeffrey White in control of the race lead as James Shelley takes that 2nd spot away. However, that 2nd would be short-lived for James Shelley as Anthony Marchese would make a dive to the inside and an easy overtake in turn 1. This is definitely one of the better passing zones at Darlington, while Cody Lamas and Julio Cesar looking to follow on the inside to try and gang up on that number 71 car, much to Shelley's displeasure, and you can just see that inside line being so dominant here at Darlington just because of them not even getting close to that wall. Not much grip on that top side as Cody Lamas easily able to get to the third position with Julio Cesar actually looking to think otherwise. He's wanted to take third for himself, and that shoves Cody Lamas up the hill, and the Napa Auto Parts machine going around car number 41, still side by side in the backstretch, and into turn number 3, into the corner, just late on the brakes or really late off the throttle, and it's Julio Cesar that takes the third spot away. Scott Roush able to capitalize on Cody Lamas stuck on the top side. But you look near the middle of the pack here, of this big pack that is, Vance Conwell, John Arndt, and Alexander Rowe have made their way forward. Flying Aces also looking a little bit of upgrades with their race machines, and so far so good for them. Oh, James Shelley almost getting turned off of Hannah Allen's bumper out of turn 2, and Vince Freeze also with the livery commemorating Kyle Petty's car, also making his way forward. So Texan and Flying Aces have made some good changes this weekend, and so far so good for these two Chevy teams alike. But James Shelley, though, dropping a bit backwards despite getting around Lamas and looking to get around Vince Freeze. He was upwards towards the top 5 at one moment, but just at the blink of an eye, you can drop towards the top 10 or even outside that top 10. In terms of the stats of the points leader, Bradley Bishop Jr.'s car has really fallen into oblivion with the run he's had at the moment, currently outside the top 20. As you see, Cody Lamas getting around Noah Hart. Cody Lamas also kind of struggling with his car, not really too good in the long run as it seems, as Bishop Jr. looking to navigate his way around the Allied Bank machine. And you see Ryan Griffin with his nice little livery to Rex White's car. Back in the day, as car number 56 goes around Noah Hart, Jack Halleck also following on suit. He did not have a good qualifying effort and certainly trying to gain some spots in this run. Maybe hopefully when pit stops commence, that 09 car could be a bit of a factor in terms of getting towards that top 15. Chris Stott also not faring too well in car number 43, Allen Family Racing Team. Really struggling in this first half so far in those Dodges, so they're looking to try and find a miracle or make a huge swing of adjustments so that they themselves could get back into this shot of winning. But back up towards the front, it's still Jeffrey White in command over Anthony Marchese. Vance Conwell, though, has been quiet in that third position. He could be the benefactor if these two keep going at it, because he's had a really fast car underneath that McDonald's machine. But looking down to the inside, you see Marchese really shuffling to see if he can find a way around White, and White made a mistake, and there you see Alexander Rowe. Great save up a turn 2 from Hannah Allen, too. And Allen was really impatient as Anthony Marchese now going for the race lead underneath Jeffrey White. An easy pass off a turn 4. Vance Conwell also trying to take second, but to no avail because Jeffrey White able to get that power off of turn number 4. But here they come towards lap traffic, and that's really going to cause a huge stack of effect. And look how many cars are going to be able to catch up just because of Jake West's antics. As you see Anthony Marchese going to the inside of car number 21. Jeffrey White willing to follow, and it's just a huge train of cars coupling together to get around the lap car so that they themselves could have an opportunity to get that championship, or really to get that win here today, as Jeffrey White now going to the inside, easily passing Anthony Marchese back, and Vance Conwell now up to the runner-up spot, Alexander Rowe. Now up to third with Marchese stuck on that top side, and that is one of the big consequences when you're stuck up top, because everybody, and I mean everybody, gets to that inside line to get around you as a driver, so you lose plenty of track position as a result. But Hannah Allen, though, going up to the 4th position. Julio Cesar gets around him, but Shelia, Freeze, and Paul Jackson, we haven't talked about him all race. He's made his presence known today, and he's running in the top 10 at the moment. Jack Porkins, though, quiet run for car number 1, looking very good in this long run here, so Jack Porkins also could be one to look out for in terms of the CM camp, as well as Hannah Allen. Look out for those two drivers, as John Hart also looking to get around Anthony Marchese. As you look near the middle of the pack, Sean Angel, though, getting around Dylan Schwalber, or really more or less trying to get around Dylan Schwalber. As you see, back to where we are. Vance Conwell, though, still holding his ground in the 2nd position. Alexander Rowe, though, looking to the inside. He wants to take the runner-up spot for himself. And the Flying Aces car is making his speed known today, as he's up to the runner-up spot here today. And Hannah Allen moves up to 3rd. Flying Aces and Texan Motorsports have been working on their cars over the break, and within these past couple weeks, they've been asking for some upgrades. Flying Aces has asked for some upgrades. Curtis Racing and CM have been helping them out a little bit there, kind of guiding their way forward. And it looks like the progress is known here for car number 05 because they're up in the second spot, while Vince Freeze and the others bringing their cars down pit lane. Looks like we're going to have some green flag pit stops here tonight. And it's Vince Freeze that's going to be the first few followers, and with some followers behind, they're going to be the first takers down pit lane. William Brock also coming down pit lane earlier that lap looked like. But back up front here, looking at where the rest of the pack is, and oh my goodness, Alexander Rowe nearly getting turned off at turn 2. Great save by car number 05 yet again, and he actually was coming down pit lane, so a bit of miscommunication from the spotters looks like, as Jeffrey White brings his car down pit lane. Hannah out and a couple of others will be staying out a few extra laps or so, and it looks like Alex Mignacco coming down pit lane. He's also looking to try and gain some points in this championship fight. But it's Hannah Allen and Kyle Michelli that have yet to pit so far. Ross Jackson also another one that has yet to pit. And looks like they're going to bring their cars down pit lane. Very hard to transition from the racetrack to the bottom of the track to the apron. And almost near the pit wall. That's how close they get to trying to get as much time gained as they can on their competitors. So there's Hannah Allen and Kyle Michelli coming down. Everybody coming out. Vince Freeze the first one out actually. So which was expected. Paul Jackson next with Anthony Marchese following on suit. So Marchese's got a lot of ground to gain. Remember, he lost some track position during that green flag stint. And there you see a couple of others. Jeffrey White, great stop for him. He's going to be the first one out in terms of his group of cars. Alexander Rowe, pit check Porkins. There's Vince Freeze coming out of the racetrack. He's looking to see if he can get around Alexander Rowe here. But Jeffrey White, though, might be the car to beat at the moment because he is now ahead of Vince Freeze in car number 42. But his car not quite up to speed, though, compared to Vince's car. There you see Ross Jackson coming out of pit lane. There's Hannah Allen and Kyle Michelli. So green flag pit stops coming to an end. Vince Freeze does get around Jeffrey White, though. Remember, his tires are up to temperature compared to car number 11. While you see Kyle Michelli able to come out just behind Alexander Rowe, maybe a little bit behind Jack Porkins. And there's Hannah Allen, so she will actually inherit that race lead. But Vince Freeze, though, with a full head of steam off of turn 4 and down the front stretch, he's going to make a move to the inside and make Vince Freeze the lead of the race once he gets around her in turn number 1. And it's Vince Freeze that leads the way here at Darlington, with Alexander Rowe, though, right behind. And Hannah Allen and Jeffrey White are going to eke it out for the third position. And Jack Porkins and the rest are going to have to play catch-up mode so that they themselves could get into this 4-car battle. Vince Freeze is looking to try and hold on to the lead, but Alexander Rowe is right there off of turn 4. They've rubbed fenders, and Vince Freeze with a tremendously good save off the corner. Stupendous effort from car number 42, but look at Alexander Rowe putting the bumper to that credit one bank machine, trying to find a nose underneath, but not able to, while Jeffrey White and Hannah Allen almost got together off the corner, and that allows Jack Porkins and Anthony Marchese to close into the picture, as well as Vance Conwell. Don't count him out as well. Conwell could be the dark horse out of this mini pack of cars here, but Vince Freeze, though, holding his ground, setting his foundations forward for the Texan Motorsports team, and looking to try and find his way around Brandon Cresta. There you see Marchese able to catch up to the field due to the domino effect of that lap car getting in harm's way, as Vince Freeze does go to the bottom of the racetrack. Alexander Rowe looking to follow, as well as White and Marchese, while Jack Porkins abandons his teammate, goes to the bottom to try and take the 5th position away, while you see Kyle Michelli also getting help, or really getting challenged by John Art there. But just how close these drivers are, they are on new tires, so it's really going to get intense. And Jeffrey White nearly gets turned off of turn 2, and Anthony Marchese gets a bit of some retaliation back from Jeffrey White, as that is a signal from White saying that he did not like what he was seeing there from the 33 car. But Anthony Marchese, very aggressive early on, or really halfway into this run. He's looking for that first win for a reason, and he's giving us a statement that he's willing to do anything in order to get that W here. But Vince Freeze, though, still the class of the field right now. But Alexander Rowe, you see him get towards the quarter panel, decide to back off just a little bit that time around, but you just know that 05 car just looks a little bit faster than Vince Freeze. Here comes Anthony Marchese down to the on the racetrack, sends it in the corner, and Alexander Rowe has to back off, but look at the amount of steam goes the Aaron's Dream Machine, and off turn number 2, looking to the inside of Vince Freeze, and Jack Porkins willing to push that 33 car to the front, and it's Anthony Marchese, looks like he's got the nose ahead, and he will clear him off of turn 4. It's Anthony Marchese with the lead, Jack Porkins now to second, but now Porkins with a really fast race car. We talked about him a little bit in this race. He's looking tremendously strong in this second half as Jeffrey White looking to find a way around Alexander Rowe. But from 1st to 7th goes Vince Freeze just like that. And that's how crucial it is for this little pack of cars to really battle it out, because if you get stuck up top, you're not likely to gain some spots back after that one, at least for a little while. But Jack Porkins, though, looking to get a run for his money, having a great run into turn 1, side by side for the lead, and easily takes it away from Anthony Marchese, and it's Jack Porkins to trade the lead away from that 33 car, and Marchese gets shuffled up to the top side, and Vance Conwell looking to follow on suit in that number 24 car, but Alexander Rowe, though, up to P2 as they come towards lap traffic. Coven Black, Jake West, Griffin Lapo McDermott, and James Silverfox are going to be the casualties in this one, as they're going to have to find a way, really for the lead lap cars, are going to have to find a way to get around lap traffic, but the leaders, that's going to be the biggest hurdle, especially for Jack Porkins, as Hannah Allen gets around Jeffrey White for the 3rd position. Alexander Rowe, though, might be in a good seat here, but here comes Hannah Allen and Vance Conwell. They're looking to find something in the radar in order to get around that one car. But just look at how close they are together. Jake West getting shuffled up the track. That's not West, but Jay Jefferson, excuse me. So, and there you see the 80 just getting shuffled up high. Hannah Allen, though, now up to the 2nd spot as Alexander Rowe and Anthony Marchese get shuffled up into lap traffic. So that might be a big deficit for them for the time being, unless they can find a way around Jay Jefferson, which they will. But, oh man, Coben Black nearly getting turned off of Jack Porkins' front end. And Jack Porkins certainly not happy with Coben Black holding up this one car. This could be disastrous for Jack Porkins. He is still on the quarter panel and nearly turning him again off of turn 2. So Jack Porkins extremely angry on the radio as Hannah Allen now tries to go to the top side. She's willing to experiment, but to no avail. No use for her as Vance Conwell now moves up to the 2nd spot. Jeffrey White looking to try and take 3rd, but Vance Conwell looking to take the race lead away as Brandon Cresta nearly getting turned off of turn 4. You saw in the background there, and looks like Vance Conwell will actually advance his position ahead of car number 1, and Coven Black does get out of the way this time around, and it's car number 24 that's going to take the lead away with Hannah Allen in hot pursuit in that 2nd spot. The CM Racing entry, and Vance Conwell actually able to extend the gap just a tad there. Hannah Allen had to check up a little bit off of turn 3, and that's going to give a little bit of a comfortable cushion for Vance Conwell. But here they come towards James Silverfox. What will car number 24 do? A little bit stuck behind James Silverfox for a little bit there, but immediately goes to the inside. Hannah Allen immediately follows. Great response time from the Zero Machine, and Jeffrey White, though, back into the picture in 3rd. And you see Jack Porkins, though, just because of lap traffic, he's dropped all the way down to the 6th position, or really more or less the 7th position in the race. So that's going to be really costly for Jack Porkins to make that 8th, as Hannah Allen does take the lead away from Vance Conwell. These leaders are exchanging it from left to right, and it might be a fun one here once we get towards the closing stages of this race. Vince Freeze, though, now looking for the 2nd spot, just a non-stop battle all around within the top 10 vicinity here at Darlington Raceway. So here's a little bit of a rundown here from the rest of the field. Hannah Allen currently leads the race with Kyle Bichelli in that 2nd spot, Marchese in 3rd. Then you have Jack Porkins in car number 1 in 4th. Alexander Rowe running a great 5th with Vance Conwell and Vince Freeze. Texan Motorsports cars running 6th and 7th respectively. Jeffrey Wright currently runs in the 8th position. Jack Halleck running a great 9th. Great comeback here, especially after a dismal qualifying run. Julio Cesar, though, getting challenged for the 10th spot thanks to BBJ, Scott Roush, and JJ Roberts. That is going to be all the way down to 13th, but John Hart, though, in that 14th position. Corey Williams trying to hold on to 15th from Ross Jackson James Shelley, Alex Bignacco, as well as Paul Jackson. Corey Williams nearly turning Jay Jefferson. That lap car certainly not playing for keeps. You're certainly getting in harm's way for Corey Williams' sake. And Paul Jackson has faded in this run lately in car number 90. And Sean Angel, though, running in the 20th spot. Not a great weekend for this 16th. But hopefully with pit stops, they might be able to make their way a little bit forwards in terms of track position. Maybe gain some good points out of this one. 3 wide action, though, looking to get around the lap car. That's really cutting it close. And Ross Jackson and Alex Bignacco getting really tight together, trying to side draft each other into turn 1. And Alex Bignacco is able to actually get that spot away. A great pass from the flex shot machine. But looking a bit backwards here, Dylan Schwarmuck just outside the top 20. William Brock just got around Cody Lamas for 22nd. Lamas really fading in this run as well. And you see Jeff James, he started off really good, but has faded from nowhere. Same thing with Chris Dodd and Noah Hart. Hart has actually not been the fastest overall in terms of his Toyota speed, as we've normally seen from Fisher. Max Slugger and certainly the 27th spot. Kev Shear and Bobo Jones, RSR, running respectively together in 20th and 29th. Then you have Eric DeMax running a dismal 30th at the moment. Ryan Griffin, though, 31st. Then we go all the way down here with Shepard and, not Yepes, but more or less Cole Baker, Phil Parker, Peter Ronjak. Then you have Gatlin Downey in 36, not a great run for him, and Silverfox a lap down. The rest of the field kind of a lap down here. Jay Jefferson, Coven Black, Lapo McDermott, and there you see Cresta and West. But you saw the lead in the leaderboard change. It's Anthony Marchese in control, but Jack Porkins looking to immediately respond back to take it away from car number 33. Those two have been pretty much the most aggressive drivers in this race, and they have justified it by leading this race here tonight. As you see there, Porkins does get around Peter Ronjak quite with ease. Gatlin Downing also the same way, so they're kind of cooperating with car number 1, and Porkins giving them a gesture saying thank you very much. As he goes other around Gatlin Downey, while you see the rest of the field kind of getting stacked up from second on back. Vince Freeze has kind of been trying to keep his way forward, but Jack Halleck has gone around Jeffrey White. White's car really not going too well, really not running too well. Halleck's car looking very good in this long run. Jeffrey White on the opposite end of the spectrum as he's just getting past left and right. And here comes John Art, BBJ, Williams, and Shelley here, all coming into the picture as green flag pit stops are going to be here near yet again. But as of the moment, it's Jack Porkins, though, in control. Here comes Anthony Marchese down pit lane. He's going to be our first taker in terms of the second wave, and this will be our final round of pit stops. Marchese looking to see if he can pull a massive undercut on the rest of the pack, with Vince Freeze following Jack Halleck having a great second stint in terms of a green flag run. He's looking very good. Julio Cesar, Alex Bignacco, and a couple of others here, but looking at see where other takers come in. You saw Ryan Griffin decide to come in this time around. And there is Alexander Rowe in car number 05. Don't count him out because the Flying Aces have really executed in terms of adjustments and pit stops here tonight, and this could be a grand day for them if they nail it just right. There's Kev Shear down pit lane, a few pieces of debris kind of flying in pit lane, but to not really too much damage all around. Dylan Schwarber coming out of his stall. Couple cars still staying on the racetrack, so we have not quite gotten everybody down pit lane. Jack Porkins does come in this time around with Vance Conwell in hot pursuit. Bradley Bishop Jr., James Shelley, and Corey Williams also joined into the pit party, as well as Jeffrey White in car number 11. White falling all the way down to 20th by the end of this run, so he's looking to try and turn it around with some late adjustments. But it's Kyle Bichelli, though, that has stayed out on the racetrack for the time being. He has to pit, so same thing as Hannah Allen. It looks like they'll come in this time around to see if they can make some great final adjustments for them. But looking at where Alexander Rowe comes out, there's Vince Freeze. Watch him way up top on that screen. He's going to be ahead of J.J. Roberts by a margin. Obviously, J.J. Roberts a bit ways back before the pit stop's beginning, but Alexander Rowe, though, pulling a little bit of a gap over Vince Freeze. Remember, he's not quite up to speed yet in that 05 car. Vince Freeze, though, getting held up by lap traffic. Aiden Shepard playing into the cards of Alexander Rowe, but Vance Conwell with a really good stomp. He's going to actually be almost ahead of car number 05. Same thing with Jack Porkins. He's actually going to be ahead of Vince Freeze, so the overcut actually looked like it might have worked really well for those 4 drivers especially, and Vince Reese probably did not get the best outlap to really justify the means of that undercut. And like that, Vince Reese is going to be a bit backwards here after this one. There's Ross Jackson coming out of pit lane. He's actually one of our last customers down pit lane. He will be the last one out. And it looks like he might actually get some solid points out of this one because he might be ahead of Corey Williams, JJ Roberts, and Jack Halleck by the end of it. You see Corey Williams now getting around the lap car of Gatlin Downey. And it looks like Ross Jackson might be able to secure a little bit of a good position here. But you see, pay attention to the leaderboard up there with the lead. Ross Jackson, though, where will he be scored? He will be scored 11, so just outside the top 10. But the gap between Rowe and Conwell is 0.84 seconds, as Ross Jackson getting passed immediately by those 3 drivers alike of Halleck, Roberts, and Williams. James Shelley getting around Peter Onjack. Great stop by Bradley Bishop Jr. in car number 44, but Jack Porkins is going to have to find his way around Hannah Allen, as he has gone around Vince Reese for track position. Alexander Rowe, though, 0.74 seconds ahead of Vance Conwell. Conwell has to get around the slow car of Jake West if he wants to have a grand opportunity. But here comes Kyle Bachelia, Jack Porkins, and Vince Reese to try and spoil the party if they can have a run for their money to try and catch that lone 05 car. 7 laps to go here at Darlington Raceway, and Alexander Rowe has put on quite a show for Flying Aces Racing. They have requested for some upgrades, and upgrades they asked they shall receive, because car number 05 is in command, and with grand strategy, they could pull it off. But it's a matter of if these drivers behind them could catch that 05 car in time to see if they can challenge Alexander Rowe, because here comes Kyle Bachelia looking for the second spot, easily gets around him. Jack Porkins does the exact same, and that's just what they need, because they felt Conwell was really holding him up, and Vince Reese thinking otherwise as well. He's fending for himself. Vance Conwell, though, stuck up top. Not the dominant line you want to be in, but Conwell actually holds onto his position, and he will be able to maintain that top 5 spot for the time being. While you see Hannah Allen, though, getting around, trying to get around Marchese, while Jack Porkins getting around Kyle Bachelia for the second spot, and it's now a 1.16 second gap over Jack Porkins. Porkins, the Gateway winner, looking for his second win of the season. Alexander Rowe looking for a second win of his Hardee's National Series career. Off of turn 4, he does clear Ryan Griffin as the lap car, so no harm, no foul, but that might have cost him quite a deficit and quite a lot of time, because it's down to 0.67 seconds, as Jack Porkins, though, has got to find a way around Ryan Griffin, because if he can do it, that can be an easy pass, because he's looked way quicker in the lap times than that 05 team. To the inside in turn number 3, Ryan Griffin easily cooperating with Jack Porkins. And off of turn number 4, it is going to be mono. Chevy versus Chevy. Flying Aces versus CM Racing. With 3 laps to go winding down, Jack Porkins is running out of time, while you see the rest of the top 10 still battling it out, fighting for track position. The Texan car is running very solidly overall. That's going to be a great point state for them, but I don't think they actually have the pace to really contend for the win, because off of turn number 4, the gap extremely close this time around, and Jack Porkins is right there willing to put the pressure, and Alexander Rowe himself has caught lap traffic, and here comes Jack Porkins. He is right there on Alexander Rowe. Off turn 2, Jack Porkins just putting a ton of pressure on the bumper, willing to give him a little bit of a bump and run into turn number 3. And Jack Porkins just had to back off just a tad there, and that might help Alexander Rowe just a little bit, because the white flag is going to fly. 1 more lap to go here at Darlington Raceway. Who gets to the line first? Jack Porkins, though, closing in the gap yet again. Really good turn 1 and 2, and down the backstretch they go for the final time. Alexander Rowe has got a hope to try and hold off Porkins, but Porkins to the inside of car number 05. Side by side for the lead in turns number 3 and 4. It's going to be a drag race across the start-finish line, and it's Jack Porkins that's going to take the win, and a remarkable last lap pass here at Darlington Raceway, and Kyle Bachelia barely almost got Alexander Rowe for the second spot. and it's gonna be big heartbreak for Flying Aces Racing, but a big win for CM Racing's Jack Porkins. What a show here at Darlington Raceway. No cautions on the racetrack and no retirees. Jack Porkins secures the dub with Kyle Blashellia in the 3rd position. Rowe ends up in the runner-up spot. Vance Conwell gets a 4th place run. Vince Freeze in 5th. Hannah Allen gets a 6th place run. Anthony Marchese 7th. James Shelley 8th. Bradley Bishop Jr. is going to gain some points on his rivals besides Kyle Blashellia, I would say. He gets a 9th place run. JJ Roberts will get himself a top 10 position in the Boost Mobile Machine. What a race, what a finish, and a completely clean race despite a lot of contact on the racetrack. Congratulations to Jack Porkins on the win, and a huge win for CM Racing and what could be a sign of a resurgence yet again for Jack Porkins.